Okay, I hired a second therapist instead of a lawyer to help me get the UK Global Talent Technician visa, and here's why. So originally I was going to hire a lawyer. In fact, we actually paid someone. They did one session with me, and then they quit their company. So we got all our money back. And after that, it took a long time for me to get momentum to, get started again. But eventually I did, and I realized the thing that was blocking me was not that I needed help drafting the evidence or, figuring out if I was eligible, that stuff, but it was really a lot of psychological blocks. So I realized that I every time I tried to start working on this application, which ended up being, 40 to 50 pages long, I would just feel really overwhelmed. I would feel like, what if I put all this effort in and I don't get it? What if, just so many what ifs. What if I end up getting kicked out of the country because I don't get this in time and then I want to quit or I get laid off? So yeah, basically so much psychological stuff going on. I was already seeing a regular therapist, as aren't we all? But I decided to hire a second therapist specifically to meet with me every week, and at the beginning of the week talk about what I was going to try to accomplish that week in terms of the visa application, and then sort of go through my different psychological barriers about working on it, talk about my different hesitations, my fears, all that stuff. And it honestly was way cheaper than a lawyer, and it worked really well for me. So I would say, you might decide you want a lawyer. I have friends who have hired lawyers for this that have been, helpful to various extents. I don't have any specific recommendations. I also know people who have hired specifically global talent visa consultants. There's this one person named Michelle Hua that I've heard good things about, although I haven't worked with her personally. But yeah, just to say, figure out whatever you need to do to get unblocked to actually work on the visa. And yeah, I think it's worth paying money for whatever that need is to unblock yourself.